welcome back to my channel. My name is Healing Honey. If it's your first time here, then welcome. So today, you guys, I want to share with you, it's so good. It's unsweetened black tea with apple juice, and it's one of my faves. So today, let's dive into feminine energy. I really want to share this with you guys. This video has been a long time coming. I remember seeing something on YouTube similar to this years ago, and it really drew my attention right away. Something in my spirit was calling to me to check it out, and I'll link that video down below for you. But I'm one of those people who needs to go on her own journey. You know, so many things that I share with you are on this channel are from my own experience. Like, I'm sharing my real life experience, my inner wisdom that I've gained throughout my life, and my connection with source and stuff like that. So I don't want to sit up here and say things to you that I haven't gone through personally. Anyways, this video has been a long time in coming because it's taken me experience. I really have been intrigued by this topic and just us as women, and I have this fire within me to just want to share with us because so much has been hidden. We're not taught on purpose, and so this is a beautiful time we're able to connect with each other and just share wisdom, share truths, and share things from our own spirit that the collective needs, you know, like. And so I'm so grateful if you're here. Make sure you drop me a comment if anything in this video resonates with you or if you gain anything. And just be sure to always tap within, you know, and tap into your inner compass, your intuition, which is your feminine energy. It's so beautiful. Let's talk about sacred femininity and feminine energy, divine feminine energy, and specifically about our periods, our menstrual cycle, and how powerful this is. You guys, that phrase itself is a perfect depiction of where we're at in our society at this time, you know, and it's been molded by the patriarchy. And this is not a gender war, but I'm just stating facts, you know, like slang, hey, you guys, but it's gonna say guys, right? So it's tailored, even the language toward a man. Our history and the way society has been built has been tailored for a man, but we're missing the balance. And so beautiful souls, beautiful souls. I try to catch myself with that. Religion has taught us that our periods are a curse. that women are cursed because they have it, and that they're inferior, and that they're the weaker species. And this has been done on purpose to devalue women, to make us seem below and insignificant, to strip us of our power so that we could be subservient to men. And nothing could be further from the truth. First of all, men have feminine energy as well. And so it's all about balance. And when we talk about like power structures on earth, we need the balance for a healthy society. But right now it's just like dominated by masculine energy, and that can become unhealthy. Just the same way as if it was completely by feminine energy, it could become unhealthy. And so religious institutions have literally taught millions of people that to look at periods specifically as just disgusting and a curse, and that's why women got it, right? Because they were cursed. Eve bit the apple and whatever else. So now, okay, pain in childbirth and stuff, right? There's a lot of inherent shame tied to periods nowadays. Even if you go to the store, you see things like scented pads, and it's like people feel like they need to hide it if they're on their period, or they might feel weak, or just it's deemed dirty, even if this is a subconscious thought. And so it's very beautiful to discover like the power of your menstrual cycle, you know, because every single thing in creation has purpose, divine purpose. And so you can tap into the power of your period and even sync yourself with the moon. When we learn about our feminine energy, we learn how to work with it and become connected with ourselves more and the elements, and we really start to merge with Gaia. We start to merge with everything around us. We recognize how connected we are, and in this way we can begin to harness our power. And so I told you that it took me a long time to make this video because I wanted to just observe. But see, as a divine feminine, as a woman who's tapped in with myself, sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down, and all the way around, right? And so it's taken really like years, but I'm finally at a place where I felt like, hey, I can share this because I've been noticing patterns, and no doubt when you start to tune into yourself, you're gonna notice them too. And you know, women, we are such beautiful creations. We are just exquisite. And maybe I'm biased, right? This is my personal experience and observation. Do not be fooled out here, because once again, society has been brainwashed, men and women, to see the depth of a woman as a weakness. For example, women are deeply emotional, and the more tuned in with yourself you become, the more that this is going to happen, right? Society will teach you, cut off from your emotions. Okay, that's the patriarchy, and it's harming men and it's harming women, but especially women. No, be in tune with how you feel. Your feelings are valid, and it's your soul speaking to you, even if it's just trying to make you alert of something that's going on within you, right? And so feminine energy is tied to the water. It could be a storm in there, it could be calm, it could be wavy, you know what I mean? And so you want to be in tune with yourself and our capacity to love, right? I've heard men even recently, and it's not that they're doing it I don't feel the intentions are bad, but there's just been a lot of collective programming that have deemed women weak because of our capacity to love. But a divine feminine being, the divine feminine has been created in such a way to love unconditionally. Unconditionally. And this love is not just for a relationship, it's for our hurt children. It's for the earth itself. It's for the foods that the earth makes. It's for the animals. Like, it's for the environment. It's for her sisters, which are all women, her brothers, all men, all living creation to take care of. So we're the nurturers. So this capacity to love is not weak. This capacity to love is extremely powerful. Our intuition, our feeling. What's intuition? You can't see it. You cannot prove it, but you feel it. You have a knowing. This is a magical, beautiful power within the divine feminine. And as we tap into ourselves, we can awaken, reawaken to our power as feminine beings of creation. Okay, so femininity to me is not how you dress. It's not about seducing a man. It's not even about living a soft life, but it's about recognizing and awakening to your power. Okay, and so in this way, as you start to tap into yourself more, connect more to source, to the elements, right? We can set an intention to sync ourselves and sync our menstrual flow with the moon, because the moon is the element that is tied to feminine energy, and we're connected to the moon. So ladies, you are connected to the moon, okay? It's so beautiful that for the last year, my body has finally synced with the moon, and I bleed, I release at the full moon. It's really cool because when you become aware of, well, it's amazing when you recognize that we're connected to the elements, literally, because we are one consciousness, one love. Everything is connected. Separation, in essence, is an illusion. Woo! But when you start to pick up on when you're going to when you're going to have your period, when you're gonna bleed, I just want to emphasize that Your period is not a curse. Your period is sacred and it is a blessing. Your menstrual cycle. So think about that cycle. Every time is a new chance, not just to have a baby, but in that way as well, right? Oh my gosh, we can bring life into this world. We are the divine portal, right? And so we can birth life, but even if that's not what you're doing, okay, you can harness your energy. So it's about becoming in tune with yourself and really seeing your experience in this life as a woman as something that is so beautiful and powerful. Okay, so it's about unlearning this whole weakness thing and the games that the patriarchy plays. And men, if you're watching this video, kudos to you, because that means in your heart you have just some love for women or curiosity, and tap into your feminine energy as well, you know, but also respect women. It's not a competition. It's not about who is higher up. It's about working together, because as women, as we have these sacred superpowers, men do as well, right? I think about the divine masculine and their power as well, like physical strength, and how if a car is on top of something, like how they can lift up a car together, you know, they can put their minds together and build an entire city, right? Architecture and things like that. So when we work together, there's fluidity and there's just magic can happen that way. Women, when we become aware of our cycles, we can get more in tune with our feelings. Okay, here's a practical reason why this is important to learn about and to be aware of. Since our society is currently built through the patriarchy, it's very, in a way, mundane, like Monday through Friday, right? 8 to 5, the 9 to 5 grind, and it's just like every day is the same, right? And where masculine energy probably thrives on that consistency and that like discipline and schedule and logical, right? Organized and stuff, women are more flowy. And so 1 week of the month, or one strong, for 7 days, ladies, that disciplined schedule, you may thrive in it and love it and use it, but that next 7 days might not be the same. And guaranteed the 3rd week, it's not going to be the same, and the 4th week, absolutely not. But then that 5th week, you might go back to that, so you can start to become aware of it. This is important to recognize, because the world may say, oh, like, keep up, like, you're being lazy, like, why don't you why are you so moody, well, why are you feeling like this, or detach from the ideas of the world. We're talking about sacred femininity, we're talking about ancient knowledge, we're talking about spiritual wisdom that we all have access to when we take this journey within and we free our minds. So if you go online and you search this stuff, I'm not too sure what you'll find but guaranteed some things will line up. Once again, this is coming from my personal experience, my intuition, my observations, right? And so I encourage you to observe yourself as well. Journal, you know, because life can get busy and crazy and chaotic, and hey, we're in the patriarchy. So you diving within, you doing shadow work, you observing yourself, meditation, self-awareness, rest, contemplation, these things are not valued, right? It's all about getting that paper, okay, which was something we invented. But anyways, okay, so I'm gonna start at the full moon. Okay, so at the full moon, let's say you've synced with the moon, right? Okay, it's a full moon. Think about it. It's a full moon in the sky. It's lit up, it's glorious, and emotions are running wild. You guys, we just had a full moon in Leo. I stayed in the crib. I was like, I don't want to be out here. And actually, it was just an intense time. It was a few days ago in general. The full moon, let's say you release at the full moon. Okay. Oh, you're releasing, like, emotions are intensified throughout the collective. They're heightened. Things are also coming into the light. Think about it. The moon is lighting up the sky. And so the full moon can be seen as a time of like celebration, right? Because it's like completion. The moon's in the sky. Oh, it's whole. Some people do like a full moon celebration, full moon ritual. But what's interesting to me is the time right after the full moon. So we're talking about the moon now is starting to go away. So it's waning, right? It's getting smaller. Here's the full moon in the sky. Now, a few days later, it's getting smaller, right? And so the phases, we're flowing, our feminine energy, we're flowing. It's obviously nothing's ever stagnant. Everything's always vibrating, but we're moving. Okay, so the moon's getting smaller and your period ends. Your period ends. You are gonna get a boost of energy. It's gonna be incredible. There was this other video that I saw too where this doctor, she was taking a very medical stance on it and talking about our hormones, and she's done tons of research on it. So again, whether you're talking about scientifically, spiritually, however you want to see it, ancient spirituality, it's all connected, it's relevant, and it's true. Okay, and so right after your period, that first few days after your period, you are going to get a boost of energy. And from my experience, it's when the moon starts to wane, it's getting smaller, right? A few days after the full moon. And that's when you can dive into your masculine energy. You're gonna feel like light on your feet. I mean, your body has just detoxed, right? So it's cleansed itself and you're feeling lighter, you're feeling energized. And also your sexual energy is gonna be like through the roof, okay? So men, you're watching this, like romance your lady after her period, like it's on and poppin'. Why? There's a boost of sexual energy. Now, if you're celibate, if you're single, if you're not, you're like, nah, I want this energy for me. Because we're talking about your sacral chakra, which is your creation power and your artistic abilities. You are able to harness this energy, so use it. Right after your period ends, you're gonna have a boost of energy. Now use it for what you want to create, whether that's a baby, whether that's a project, whether that's an exercise routine. But as the moon is waning, if you're synced with the moon and you bleed on the full moon, whenever you bleed, right after your period, you're gonna have a boost of energy. Okay, so what happens after that, right? Eventually, it's gonna be a new moon. Like the moon's gonna completely go away and it's gonna be black in the sky. And this is a beautiful time to set a new intention. And I made a video on feminine energy and a new moon ritual because it's like a blank canvas and it's a chance for you to decide, okay, this is what I'm gonna bring into creation. By the time the moon is fully in the sky again, it's going to come. It's going to manifest. This is incredibly powerful. I did a new moon ritual in July of last year, and tread lightly because the universe is always listening. If you set an intention, if you declare something that you want to manifest something, it will happen, but just be aware of what that will come with, right? Because faith without works is dead. So it's going to require of you. It might require some transformation. It might require some release. It will require work, inner work, outer work, other components to happen, right? But the universe has your back. It's nothing to be afraid of, but just know your power. And so set a healthy intention for yourself during the new moon and then release it. Like a big part of our spiritual practices is faith and just trusting that it will happen. Right? And so it's about a new moon is about a new beginning and setting an intention, having a focus of what you want to manifest. Before we get to the full moon, this is a beautiful time to do shadow work. And think about it. I mean, it corresponds. It's dark in the sky. The moon is not at its full fruition yet. And so it's a time to go inward, right? And go into our own darkness, go into ourselves and just resolve anything that's been bothering you or anything that's been coming up. Maybe something you've been dreaming about, maybe something you want to resolve in your life, repair in your life, and do some work, some inner work, some shadow work on yourself. It's beautiful to work with the elements because in this way they support you and we're working with the energy is present, which is what we always want to do, right? Like think about like if you're planting seeds, we want to do it in a certain season. Like you don't want to start it in winter, right? Like it's the wrong season. So when we work with life, that it's better versus like going against it. It'll be harder. And so do some shadow work. And like whatever those intentions were that you set at the new moon, okay, well, what is it requiring of you, right? And so that's where the inner work comes in the shadow work, right? I'll drop my video on shadow work down below. And then if you're synced with the moon, okay, now we're closer to like that 4th week, you want to go ahead and rest. You've done all this work. Think about it. You started with the sexual energy, right? You started with like on 10. You was going. And then it's like setting new intentions, new goals, right? And then it's like you were doing the shadow work, right? And so it's like you've been go. So for that last week, it's time to rest, ladies, okay? And so this is the preparation, but the patriarchy. I feel like Sasha on the movie Barbie right now. No, but it's gonna tell you that you're weak and lazy and to just put some pep in your step. But that last 7 days that's before your period should be rest, right? Maybe women are irritated because y'all are yelling at us or something. I don't know, but it's time to give yourself a rest and, you know, drink your chamomile tea and give yourself a bubble bath and nurture yourself, self-care. Do a face mask and take your time. Go out and smell the flowers. Take a walk. Turn off your cell phone for a day or two and just live your life and read a book and be calm, connect with your sisters, pray, take a nap, rest, play with your kitty, your puppy, your kids, ask for help, like rest, because you're getting ready to release, and it's a process like our menstrual cycle. So then you're going to bleed, right? And so it's beautiful if you've done the shadow work, if you've rested. I guarantee you, ladies, I feel absolutely no pain when my menstrual cycle comes now. Like absolutely no pain. It's so beautiful. And you guys, actually come to think of it, you guys, I'm gonna drop my video down below on how I regained my period, because I remember for years I was irregular. I healed myself, okay? I'm healing honey in real life, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. Like, I healed my body by learning these things, by practicing these things, and by taking my spiritual path more seriously. And so you can regain your period with these things. You can get to know yourself. You can tap into your intuition. You can harness your feminine energy, sync yourself with the moon, and in this way you're going to be healing yourself. You're going to be creating anything. Your intuition's going to be on 10, and you're just going to be feeling in your power. Okay, and so this is all that I have for you for today. I'm sending you so much love, so much power, so much healing on your journey. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.